Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Much better. I have to say, not only is it a beautiful day, but you guys look awesome. So, good afternoon, students, families, friends, and colleagues. My name is Bob Pura, and as president of this wonderful college, I have the honor and privilege of welcoming you to the 54th commencement of GCC, the graduation of the great class of 2017. I would like to introduce the platform party from your left to right, Trustee Claire Higgins. Wait, I mean Dr. Claire Higgins. For those of you who don't know, our trustee, Claire Higgins, has just received an honorary doctorate from Smith College. Word has it that the only reason Oprah spoke there is because Dr. Higgins was receiving her degree. Congratulations, Claire. Next to Claire is Trustee Amy Halleck Mascaratello, Chair of the Board of Trustees Robbie Cohn, Commissioner of Higher Education Carlos Santiago, student speaker Brendan Braithwaite, Chief Academic and Student Affairs Officer Catherine Seaver, Professor Kit Carpenter, Student Trustee Jamie Coco, Trustee Liz Sillen, Trustee Dylan Corpita, and Registrar Holly Fitzpatrick. Also joining us today is Kathy Cole and Lee Ray, members of the GCC Foundation Board. And I would like to thank Ashley Brazil and Jeff Marks for all of the staff and the volunteers for all the wonderful work that they have put into making this event possible. So thank you to all of them. By the way, I want you to know that 100% of the energy that we will use for this event was provided by our solar field just to your right. Graduates, your achievements are a reflection of your hard work, and they're also a reflection of the support of many. You see, it really does take a village. It does take a community. It would be impossible to imagine today's celebration without recognizing the people who helped you get to this moment. The truth is that you would not be sitting here today were it not for your moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, and granddads, sons and daughters, partners, friends, and other significant others. They were sometimes seen and sometimes not, sometimes silent and sometimes not, sometimes sympathetic and sometimes not so much. But always, they were there because of their love for you. Please stand and by your applause, let them know just how much you appreciate all of them. And your achievement is also a reflection of your teachers, the faculty and staff of GCC. Each has come to this college because of you. GCC faculty and staff are wonderful scientists and researchers, lawyers and police officers, nurses and doctors, poets, accountants, and artists, but they see themselves first as teachers. It was the faculty and staff of GCC who saw your potential often before you did, and together you have worked hard to achieve it. So, dear graduates, please stand once again and let your teachers know just how much you appreciate their hard work. I am now pleased to introduce to you Dr. Carlos Santiago, the Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education, who will bring greetings from the BHE. Previously, Commissioner Santiago was the Chancellor of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and the Chief Executive Officer of the Hispanic College Fund. He is the author or co-author of 6 books and has published articles and book reviews, many of which focus on economic development and the changing socioeconomic status of Latinos in the United States. In 1966 and 2011, Dr. Santiago was named one of the 100 most influential Hispanics in the United States by Hispanic Business Magazine. Dr. Santiago.
Thank you. Thank you, President Pura. I'm delighted to join you, and I bring congratulations on behalf of Governor Charlie Baker, Secretary of Education Jim Pizer, and the Chairman of the Massachusetts Board of Higher Education, Chris Gabrielli. We're all very, very proud of you, and we know that your success will be an important element in the future of the Commonwealth. And yesterday, I was honored to give remarks at the Berkshire Community College commencement. It's a wonderful event, just as this one is. There were 2 things, and I'm not going to repeat that speech, but there are two messages that I spoke to the graduates about. And one was, there are characteristics of community college students that differentiate them from any other student. The most important characteristics and that leads to their success is grit. It's perseverance, it's resilience. We know the obstacles you have overcome to graduate. And it is community college students who demonstrate to us on a daily basis how their success can change their lives and the lives of their communities. And the second message that I left with the graduates was one about the Commonwealth, one about the state in which we live, one about the communities in which we live. We actually are at a bit of a crossroads in Massachusetts. We know that in the next 10 years, 660,000 individuals, among the most educated component of the Massachusetts labor force, will be retiring. We call it the silver tsunami. And the real issue with that is that we need to replace those individuals in a knowledge-based economy, an economy driven by innovation. We need to replace them, and we need to replace them with an educated labor force. And if we do not, we imperil our future, the future of our children, the future of our grandchildren. But as I look out at this group of graduates, I know that the Commonwealth is in very good hands. Thank you.
So I would like to dedicate my commencement address to Mrs. Pura, the finest kindergarten teacher I know, and to the faculty and staff of GCC. Although seriously under-resourced, you remain passionately committed to your students and all that is good and right about education. You all make good on the promises of this nation every day. I want to thank you all very much. Okay. Dear graduates, you did it. You attended classes, you did your assignments, took tests, wrote reports, prepared projects, made presentations, and then you spent many more hours at work, all at the same time that you were taking care of home, family, and each other. Congratulations. There's nothing easy about what you have just accomplished, and now you know you can. Honored students, there are 340 of you here today, and you have earned a total of 379 awards. 91% of you are from Massachusetts, representing 61 towns, and 9% are from 4 states, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania. Now that's a long commute, Pennsylvania. 152 of you will receive the Associates of Arts degree, 109 the Associate of Science, and 118 will receive a certificate. Your average age is 29, the youngest is 18, and the most experienced is 75. 15 of you, you bet. 15 of you are veterans of military service, and I want to thank you. And a whopping 37% of you are the first to attend college in your family. You have learned a great deal here at GCC. You have studied math, science, and the English language. You can now communicate more effectively, think more critically, and solve problems more creatively. You have learned more about other people, other cultures, and you have learned more about yourself. Most of all, graduates, you have learned how to learn. Those skills and that knowledge become the foundation on which you also learned about marketing, nursing, law enforcement, outdoor leadership, theater, art making, music, sustainable energy, and agriculture. You are now ready for the next steps in your journey. Some of you are transferring to UMass, Elms, Westfield, Smith, Mount Holyoke, Mass Art, or the Rhode Island School of Design. Others will become the first responders of our community as nurses, paramedics, police officers, child care teachers, and those ready to engage in our opioid epidemic and work with those who are suffering from the disease of addiction. Many of you come to GCC with clarity about direction, and many others came with only the hope of a better life and a hint of a dream. At orientation, I told you about the framed picture of my dad on the wall over my computer. He has a genuine smile on his face, not the smile for the camera smile, but the I am deeply happy smile. He's at work at the deli, behind the counter, carrying 5 big salamis, smiling from the heart. He loved his work. That is what we want for all of you, a career that gives you a deep sense of purpose, meaning, and joy in the work that you do each day. So I'll be looking for that smile, that authentic and deeply felt smile, as you walk across the stage today as a college graduate with a clearer sense of direction. But the collective work of our faculty and staff was not just preparing you for transfer or for the workforce. It is also our purpose here at GCC to prepare you for active and engaged citizenship with the clear intention and understanding that the outcome of a strong education is a stronger democracy. The founding fathers and mothers of our nation got that. They were concerned that the voting masses would be vulnerable to overly ambitious men. Jefferson, for example, wrote that the need for, and I'm quoting here, the more general diffusion of knowledge to prevent the rise of demagogues, close quote, adding that the best way to prevent tyranny was to educate the citizens of this new nation. Horace Mann, former Secretary of Education, here in Massachusetts, the birthplace of public education, wrote that education should prepare students for future responsibilities as parents, taxpayers, jurors, and voters. He went on to say that schools must be the balancing wheel of the social machine. Americans understood the need and were inspired to tax themselves to support and invest in public schools. Education, however, is not only the foundation of our democracy, it is also the bedrock of our liberty. Frederick Douglass, enslaved as a child, wrote of his experience one night while listening to his so-called master. His master said, and I'll quote, "If you teach the slave how to read, there would be no keeping him. It would forever unfit him to be a slave. He would at once become unmanageable and of no value to his master." Close quote. Education was a threat to the slave industry because it encouraged people to use their minds and think for themselves. Learning how to learn, then, is the single most powerful outcome of your GCC education. It is the skill that liberates, empowers, sustains jobs, builds careers, lifts the economy, and strengthens our democracy. And you, dear graduates, now have that skill and you've gained that knowledge. Use it well. My dad was an immigrant. I am very proud of the fact that he was an immigrant. His ship landed on Ellis Island. I had the opportunity to visit the Ellis Island Museum soon after it opened, and as I walked up the same staircase that my father did decades before me, my knees buckled from the intensity of the moment. As you get to the top of the stairs, you enter the Great Room, a room of glass from floor to ceiling. You look to the right and you see the Statue of Liberty, one of the most uplifting and majestic symbols of welcome and hope. And to the left, you see the skyline of a nation and all of its opportunities for a better life. But it is a long way from the warm welcome of liberation to making good on the promises, hopes, and dreams of our nation. One needs a vessel to carry you. In fact, it is that vessel that gives meaning to both that statue and that skyline. Graduates, the most transformative of all vessels is education. Without the means to achieve our nation's goals, one will only find alienation, hopelessness, and ultimately anger. Without that vessel, the statue is empty and those opportunities available only to the few. Our nation, our history, our people teach us that our leaders' commitment to public education was strong for many decades, and the outcomes equally powerful. Social and economic mobility, a vibrant middle class, a growing economy, and an infrastructure built by a nation for a nation. In fact, it was in 1947 that President Harry Truman created a Commission on Education that established the community colleges of America. Like you, I am a community college graduate. As the son of an immigrant who never graduated high school, I would not be standing before you today were it not for the affordable access to quality education. But somewhere around 1980, that vessel began to leak. There are cracks in the bow, holes in the stern, and the sails are wearing thin. GCC chairman of the board, Robbie Cohn, taught me many years ago that a small crack in a building will turn into a far bigger problem if you don't fix it right away. But from 1980 forward, our elected leaders chose to divest in the infrastructure of our nation, ignoring the smaller cracks that then turned into bigger problems along the way. For example, since 1980, spending on prisons has grown 3 times as much as public education. 47 states now spend less per student in higher education than just 2008. And investment in higher education has been in decline in the states, all of the states, for approximately 40% since 1980. That disinvestment has all occurred at the same time that the United States was becoming the richest nation in the world. Our vessel is sinking, our vessel is leaking, the middle class is sinking, and far too many Americans still live on the outskirts of hope. To the great class of 2017, the Commonwealth has invested in you. It is now time to pay it forward. To all of us under this tent today, together, we can make a difference. As Dolores Huerta, teacher, mother of 11, and winner of the United States Medal of Freedom for her work with Cesar Chavez, organizing farm workers, would say, "Sí se puede," which means yes, it can be done. Sí se puede. Together, we can turn the downward spiral of hopelessness into a widening circle of hope. Sí se puede. Together, we can reinvest in public education and repair that sinking ship. And here are just a few suggestions that we can all do. Number 1, vote. Vote, vote, vote. Never, ever let an election go by without your voice. 2, show up at every town meeting and be an advocate for public education. Number 3, vote only for those who support public education, pre-K through higher education. And vote out those who do not. I would like to give a shout out to our delegation, Paul Marks, Steve Kulik, Susanna Whips, and Stan Rosenberg. At every chance, they do all that they can for public education and the public good. Here's number 4. We must realign our nation's stated values with our nation's resources. Do not let anyone tell you, and they will tell you, that we can't afford it, or where is the money going to come from? Remind them that we are the richest nation and then politely ask them to go figure it out. If they don't, refer to recommendation number 3 and vote them out. And number five, we're going to have to stand up and we're going to have to fight for the schools, colleges, and the communities that we deserve. Students, the question you face today is not, are you better off today than you were yesterday? The question now is, are we all better off today, and are we ready to build a better tomorrow by us and for us? So, dear graduates, are you ready? I said, are you ready? Are you ready to stand up for all children? Are you ready to stand up and build the community you want America to become? Are you ready to stand up for social and economic justice? Are you ready to stand up for liberty for all who aspire to breathe free? Are you ready to stand up for democracy? Because if you are, you must be ready to stand up and fight for public education. To the great class of 2017, congratulations and Godspeed. I am now most pleased to introduce to you your student speaker, Brendan Braithwaite. Brendan began at GCC in the spring of 2014 and is graduating today as a member of Phi Theta Kappa, the National Honor Society, and with a 3.9 GPA. By the way, folks, when you graduate with a 3.9 or a 3.5, you've earned it. So congratulations to all of you for whatever GPA you've gotten. And Brendan, to your 3.9, that's just awesome. Brendan has served as a student senator, an orientation leader, and writing and math tutor, a permaculture club member, and founder and president of Your Science Club. He's also a regular volunteer with the Federal Street School Early College Awareness Program and has utilized his time at GCC by becoming completely engaged with the community, and certainly GCC and our community is a better place because of him. When Montserrat Archibald and all the folks up in peer tutoring nominated Brendan to be this year's commencement speaker, she stated, "Brendan brings humility, a passion for learning, and a sense of humor to all of his interactions with other people. He has a rare combination of creative ideas and dedicated follow-through." There is no doubt that Brendan will move on to make an incredible impact on his community and this planet. He plans to continue his education at UMass Amherst, studying environmental science. Dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your 2017 student commencement speaker, Brendan Braithwaite.
All right. Hello, everyone. Today, the students, faculty, staff, and families that make up this community are gathered for a very special event. Today, we reflect upon the time we have spent at GCC. Today, we consider the obstacles that we have faced to be here, and most importantly, we celebrate our triumph over these obstacles. Our paths to graduation have been full of challenges, but through determination, hard work, and support from the community, we have been able to achieve our goals. Before I attended GCC, I struggled in school. Failing a class was fairly common for me, and getting a C in a class was a miracle. I wasn't really popular in school either. It often felt like I was a sort of social outcast, and that didn't really belong. I made some friends towards the end of high school, but I felt alone for most of my high school career. To make matters worse, my family suffered a devastating loss in 2009 when my little sister passed away. I felt very guilty after this happened, and I didn't feel like I was making the most of my life. My poor grades and lack of meaningful social interactions eroded my self-esteem and made me feel like a failure. Everything changed when I came to GCC. For me, GCC offered a second chance at academic success. To be honest, I was quite surprised to make the Dean's List and be invited to join Phi Theta Kappa after my first semester. I have maintained a high level of academic achievement at GCC, going from a grade point average well below a 2.0 in high school, well below, to my current grade point average of 3.9 in college. Thank you. GCC has also provided many opportunities to take on leadership roles and become involved with the community. Being a senator in the Student Senate taught me about accountability and considering the needs of everyone. My job as a peer tutor has given me the opportunity to help others achieve their academic goals. By helping others, I've come to realize how much I care about supporting education. It was in my last semester that I decided to help start a new club, the GCC Science Club. With the goal of promoting science education throughout GCC and the surrounding community, we have visited local elementary schools, participated in a March for Science, and brought people of different scientific backgrounds and interests together. I'm especially proud of everyone who's been involved with the Science Club, and I hope it continues to do great things for the community. When I reflect upon my time at GCC, I think of all the times that I wanted to give up, but kept moving forward anyway. The most difficult obstacle that GCC helped me confront was my enormous amount of self-doubt. My experiences here have allowed me to find what I am passionate about. When I came to GCC, I did not believe that I was capable of pursuing a career in a science field. Now I can't imagine going into any other kind of field, because that's just how important science is to me. I hope to use what I've learned to advance our understanding of human impact on natural systems and to protect the environment. Thanks to GCC, I believe I can do good things for this world and be the kind of person my sister would be proud of if she was here today. But enough about me. While I am proud of my accomplishments at GCC, my story is just one of many. Each and every one of you have your own story and experience at GCC. While there isn't time to tell every story right now, I would like to share the stories of a few incredible people that I am very privileged to have met at GCC. My friend Christina has been so supportive and helpful both to me and this community. In order to promote higher education, Christina has coordinated many volunteer visits with local elementary schools. Her efforts have provided wonderful opportunities for GCC students to serve as role models for the next generation of students. She has also been a member of the Phi Theta Kappa as well as the Science Club. In fact, if it wasn't for her support, the Science Club may have never materialized. Christina is also a mother as well as a student. Being both a parent and a student is never an easy task. It requires dedication, responsibility, and of course, patience. I think Christina has demonstrated all of these qualities, and I believe that she is a good role model for students who are also parents. As Christina continues her education, I believe that she will do good things for the world. Christina hopes to become involved with government organizations to help form economic policies that benefit marginalized people. Next, I want to talk about my friend Jillian. GCC... go ahead. GCC was not the first college that she attended. When Jillian first went to college, she struggled and ended up failing some of her classes. However, Jillian completely turned things around when she came to GCC. At GCC, Jillian excelled in her classes and became an officer of Phi Theta Kappa. Jillian has participated in a focus group that aimed to help ensure that GCC is an inclusive learning environment, and she is a founder of the Social Justice Club. Jillian has made it into the Ada Comstock Scholars Program and will be attending Smith College in the fall. She plans to continue her education in psychology and hopes to get a PhD at an Ivy League school. Jillian's experience at GCC, compared to her previous college experience, leads one to question, what makes GCC different from other schools? Of course, a major part of Jillian's success is due to her personal strength and determination. However, the GCC community has also played an important role in Jillian's college experience as well. At GCC, Jillian has had positive experiences with faculty who care about her well-being. When Jillian was in a car accident, her professors were willing to understand her situation and work with her. Jillian has also found support from fellow students who have inspired her and encouraged her to reach for new opportunities. Jillian's story is a great example of how the GCC community can help bring out the best in people. I remember telling Jillian that I wish we could have a community like GCC everywhere, but I think Jillian and many other GCC graduates, all of you, can really promote this community's ideals of kindness and compassion throughout the world. As we reflect upon our triumphs over our personal obstacles, we must not forget the challenges that the world as a whole is facing right now, and there's a lot of them. Yikes. Of course, there are the same threats that have always been problems for humanity: violence, hunger, disease, hatred, discrimination, to name a few. However, there are new threats to our planet as well: climate change, the destruction of natural resources, and diseases that are increasingly difficult to treat due to antibiotic resistance. To face these challenges, our world needs people with a variety of skills and educational backgrounds. Luckily, GCC provides its students with the education necessary to change the world. Although there are times when I feel like the future of our world is bleak, the people of this community give me hope that we will overcome these challenges. I believe that by using our skills and knowledge and working together, we can build a more just and honorable world. Now that I'm nearly at the end of my speech, there's one more thing that needs to be said, and that is thank you. So many people have contributed to this community, and I can't think of a better time than now to thank everyone for what they have done. First, I want to thank all of the professors whose courses have challenged us to open our minds so that we may learn. Our professors have provided the means by which we can improve ourselves. With their guidance, they have helped us prepare for our future careers. I am especially grateful for the professors that have been involved with student activities. Professors such as Tony Rybar, who has taken on several projects as advisor of the Permaculture Club. And Nikki Hill, who has been the advisor and an incredible resource for the Science Club. I believe that student-professor collaboration is important because it encourages learning outside of the classroom and helps build community. I also want to thank the GCC Foundation for their contributions to this community. Through the generosity of donors to the foundation, services such as the library are protected from budget cuts, and scholarships are available for students who are willing to work hard for their education. Thank you, Montserrat, Cindy, and Norman for running the Peer Tutor program. Peer tutoring is a great Peer tutoring is a great opportunity both for people seeking help and the tutors that help them. Thank you, Mary and Ashley from Student Life. Who have encouraged many students, including myself, to get involved with the community. Without their support, I may have never become a senator or an orientation leader. And it means a lot to me that they believed in me when I didn't really believe in myself. Thank you, Tamitha and Judy, for organizing the new student orientation so that new students can feel welcome and hopefully have a great experience at GCC. Thank you, Kathleen and Colleen, for managing the Wellness Center, which encourages GCC students to achieve the sense of well-being that is necessary for academic success. Thank you, President Bob Pura, for all that you do for this school. I think it's difficult just being the president of a student club, so I can't imagine how much work it must take to be the president of a whole college. Thank you to all faculty and staff who often work behind the scenes to ensure that the educational system runs as smoothly as possible. Thank you to all of the families who have supported this community and its students. Whether that support is emotional, educational, or financial, the sacrifices that our families have made for us are appreciated. Finally, thank you to all GCC students. It's been a wonderful privilege to meet and work with so many of you. Although we may be taking separate paths, we will always be connected by the experiences that we have shared here. As you travel on your journeys through life, I believe that you will bring positive changes to this world. Congratulations, everyone, for your incredible achievements. I wish all of you the best of luck. Thank you.
It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you your faculty speaker, Professor Kit Carpenter. Professor Carpenter joined the faculty of GCC in 1992, and since then, she has dedicated her professional life to helping people learn English here at GCC. She is a compassionate and outstanding teacher and a dedicated advisor and program coordinator. Kit worked to adjust curriculum and course offerings to fit a constantly shifting student population with diverse needs and challenges. At the college, Kit directed the International Students Club, and in the community, she is active with the Center for New Americans. She serves on their board. In addition to the support she has given international students over these past years, she has also been chair for college affairs for many years, where she was instrumental in starting the food pantry here at GCC and helping make the diversity committee a standing committee. Kit's life's work has been helping GCC better serve the most fragile students in our region, our newest immigrants, and the most diverse populations in our midst. Graduates, colleagues, and guests, please welcome Professor Kit Carpenter.
Hello, everyone, and greetings to the GCC Board of Trustees, to the Foundation, to the faculty and staff, to President Pura, to all of the students who are graduating and their families and friends. I'm honored to be invited to talk with you today because it's such a very special day. I'm Kit Carpenter, Chair of English of Speakers of Other Languages. For 25 short years, I've been teaching English to people who speak other languages, working with International Student Club, as Bob has told you, and serving on college committees and advising students in the GCC ESL program and also in the regular college, some of the rest of you as well. So I suspect that we will have a chance, and I know that I'll be telling you more about my story a little bit later. But I would like to say how delighted I am to talk about you for just a few minutes and some more later as well, because this is about your hard work. You've heard about this from other people, but you know it in your own way, for sure. It's delightful for me to celebrate this accomplishment that you've made. During the years, you might have changed in different ways, and I suspect you've discovered skills and strengths that maybe you didn't even know you had before. We've all watched, we who work here, watched this power in you unfold, and it's been impressive. And so now we're inspired by your success as you reach this important step. So, go on. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. So the idea I've been coming back to as I thought about your journeys to this day is care in its many countless forms. It's something we all need and give each other and find it missing when it's not there. To me, it's a foundation of successful education. Care allows people to feel comfortable and respected when they learn, and so they learn more, and they share more, and they build more lasting connections with each other. And that's one of the things that care can do in an educational setting. Today, I'd like to tell you 3 very short stories about care in educational settings, and they're different types of different times in history, but these movements have transformed learners in lots of different contexts, and I'll tell you these 3 very short stories just now. The historical context for successful education goes back a long, long way. Just before the early medieval period, as the Roman Empire fell apart in 400, and the years after that, the early 400s, bands of invading peoples crossed Europe, looting and destroying precious artifacts and volumes of classical literature, history, and philosophy. According to Thomas Kail, in a book called How the Irish Saved Civilization, a Roman teenager who was a slave, who was taken away to the peaceful island of Ireland. And in that place, he became more faithful. His faith grew. This was a young man known now as St. Patrick. And St. Patrick became a Christian leader because of the influence he had had in Ireland. So he stayed there, and under his direction and care, a lot of missions and monasteries were established, and there the monks and scribes copied out by hand, no cut and paste for them, they copied out by hand lots of these precious ancient works of literature that we now use in some of our works in our GCC courses. Kail writes that these peaceful scholarly centers grew into medieval centers of learning, to which Irish scholars invited everyone in the tradition of Irish hospitality. Be proud. The care for scholarship and respect for learners was central. This care and respect was central in this enormous effort. It took so many years. These days, some of the courses we teach even have reference to Virgil, Socrates, and Plato, and those were some of the protected volumes that were treasured by the Irish and saved for us in this big endeavor in the medieval days. So they form part of our educational foundation. A more recent example of caring education took place in Brazil and other Latin American countries during the Depression of the 30s. At that time, Education Paulo Freire was teaching illiterate workers in Brazil how to read and write. He cared enough to make sure his students had a real voice, to express what was happening in their lives, and to be able to pose solutions to the problems they were facing and talk about those, not just keep quiet and listen. They wanted to be able to talk about what was happening to them and try to solve problems. They were living in very oppressive conditions in those days. So Freire's method changed a very traditional, old-fashioned relationship between teachers and students from a one-way transfer of knowledge, just a static, one-way trip, to a dialogue, a real dialogue, a living two-way exchange, so that teachers and students would both learn and both teach. Does that sound like a familiar form of education to anybody? Have you ever seen that before? I'm going to shout out for GCC. A little ahead of schedule, but that's okay. Right. In the important book called The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, Freire wrote that if students help choose what they want to study and they all participate actively in critical thinking and creative inquiry, they can become engaged in solving real problems and making real changes in the societies where they live. They can make their world a better place. So Frere's participatory education is another caring educational model that started in the past, but seems clearly visible in the student-centered activities and coursework at GCC. So I'll shout out again for all who do this. My last example of care-based education is most relevant for us today. During the Depression, when Paulo Freire was working with his literacy classes, the community college movement was just getting started. The first community college, according to the American Association of Community Colleges, was Joliet Junior College in Illinois in 1901. That's longer ago than I was aware before. That was the first community college that focused on general liberal arts studies. But this responsive and caring approach to higher education went on to do some really important things in the Depression. They offered people job training for the people that had lost their jobs, which was most people. They helped a lot of unemployed people find new jobs. After World War II, when the economy grew, the industries changed and they became less focused on the military, and they went for more higher skilled consumer jobs. And so it resulted in new needs for higher education. So there were new ways to teach community college to get more learning about the jobs that were current and coming up. Then a network of public community colleges was suggested in 1948 to meet local needs. In the 1960s, community colleges were founded all over the country. Student financial aid began in 1965, which made a huge, big difference, as everybody knows here, I'm sure. With low tuition and open to all, community colleges offered comprehensive educational needs, lots of different subjects and lots of different ways to learn. They served as cultural centers in local communities. GCC entered the growing movement in 1962 and became a positive addition very quickly to the area and beyond. Community college, of course, includes the word community for a reason, and that's not just to offer different things to teach, but it's also to represent all of the community that really is part of this larger community of this school. The community in GCC's name stands for all the families and friends of today's graduates, and you've been recognized before. I think it's great to recognize you again. All the people that helped these graduates, as well as each other, who supported your efforts to come to this period today, to your graduation. So thanks to all of you, all of you. So community colleges feel like among the most caring, democratic forms of education that we have in this country. They create affordable opportunities for all students of all ages, regardless of what they can pay. So this is where we are now. And this is where I found myself in 1990. That's a long time ago for some, as I know, but starting my first semester as a part-time faculty member in GCC's Young ESL program. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit of my own story. I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, went to school there. The 4 nationalities in my family are Polish, Russian, Dutch, and English. My mom was a teacher, a special ed teacher, and also an ESL tutor. I remember a picture she showed me of 3 of her aunts on a boat, leaning over the railing, looking out onto the ocean, wearing these wide-brimmed hats. And they were on their way to Ellis Island. It affected me quite a bit. My father was a lawyer who fought hard for public education in Michigan, fighting against fees for sports, fees for bands, and fees for all kinds of supplies. By the time a family of 4 people had children in the schools at the same time, they couldn't afford to have their kids be part of those activities. That was a big problem. It was supposed to be free. The education in Michigan was supposed to be free. So he started a great big case, and in fact, he won it. And we're very proud to say that a little bit more help for public education, right? We need more. We so need more. During the Vietnam War, that was a very turbulent time, of course. I was a school geek. I liked school, and I loved to study languages. So I did. I studied Hebrew, I studied Arabic, I studied some Russian. I had no clue as to how I would ever use those, but I really enjoyed doing that. However, the only thing it would lead to was more school. So I did a lot of school. But we were very busy during that time thinking about many things, and we were also thrilled by passage of civil rights, passage of voting rights legislation, and thinking about our future. We had a lot of hopes for the future at that time. But so that's a good thing. So eventually, my lifelong career, which I didn't know I had, but I ended up finding out about it, my lifelong career found me in 1968, and I applied for a teaching job at my university. It was teaching English. And all of a sudden, I had a classroom, and I had a syllabus, and I had a room full of many, many kinds of English. Colombian Spanish, Japanese, Egyptian Arabic, German, Brazilian Portuguese, and Chinese. I didn't really know what to do with all of that at that time, but we met every day to work on English because these were students who were planning to go to university right away. They needed a lot of study and a lot of help right away to get into school. At the end of that first week, I was a totally different person. It was so transformative. It was such a wonderful experience. That's all I can say to you. That's how my career found me. And I hope the same would happen to all of you, too. If you're not sure what you want to do, if you sort of move toward what you think you might like in some way, hopefully something will come to you and it will be as awesome as my lucky experience was for me. So these were warm-hearted students all around me, like here, right? And they were trying to show me that I could use my language interests to do some good for them. So they kind of taught me. All I had to do was add the people. That was the perfect addition, and they showed me. They showed me how to care, and they showed me how to teach, and that was very awesome. So I learned a lot about life and language and culture, starting with my first students. And later, when my family and I moved to New England, I found my way to GCC. This time, I discovered other groups of very motivated learners, including immigrants and refugees from all over the world, as well as groups of local students, all working hard to communicate better for college or for work. The college seemed to offer a stimulating and welcoming atmosphere to everybody, including the little ESL department that was just getting started in English. However, community colleges the students seemed to be trying harder with fewer resources than students I had known before. Students of all ages, races, and circumstances were working together to get ahead, in greater diversity than I'd seen before. But luckily, I was hired, and that was good. I felt so glad. Lucky. I value this work here at this school more than any I've done because community college design tries to serve a higher goal than just the classes we teach. And all the people that work here seem to try to make that work. It models a society that cares about people, that tries to be fair, encouraging all of us to use our voices to learn and teach together. And now, I can say to you that, I guess I'm not saying it very well, but I'm graduating this year too, just like you. This is my last semester of teaching for now because I'm retiring. I'm sort of so-so about that. But I'm looking forward to more lifelong learning and a few adventures as well. And I've learned so much here from amazing colleagues. Oh, they're all over the place. And also from all of you. So, while you've been registering for classes and studying and working and juggling all your responsibilities, we who work here have enjoyed working with you. But you should know that you've given GCC something more than that. Your presence has helped nurture this college by refueling us in magic ways. Through your wonderful energy, your questions, your observations, your work together, by sharing your stories, your performances, your exhibits, your persistence, your respect for learning and education, your courage to start something unfamiliar, like starting a college when no one in your family had ever been to college before, and your patience with the English language. Believe it, it's hard to learn, so you guys are awesome. You guys are great. Hats off to returning students who have come out of GCC for any number of different reasons and had to leave for those reasons, but have come back to keep going. And hats off for them to come back and get more education. That's really cool. I'm going to shout out for them. Returning students. In addition, your many talents, your spirit, your sense of purpose, and your growing confidence, your resilience, your grit, your imagination and attention to others, your many strengths, and there are many. We are nourished by those qualities in the halls, in the classes, and in the offices, and we're inspired to keep going too. So in closing, I would ask that if you've had good experiences here, just pass them on wherever you go. If you've formed good relationships, given and gotten care and attention, bring it forward on your next journeys. Take good care of yourself, too. This is not optional. Got it? Listen up. It's not optional. Okay. In addition, public education, as you know, continues to need your support to keep community and knowledge flowing for everybody. Now that you're an almost alumni, you can be proud that you come from a community college that's such a good role model for your country. Because your democracy needs your voices, and this school has voices that need to be heard. So in whatever you do next, and whatever you decide, use all you've learned and all your strength and your skills and your wisdom in your own special ways, with all of our best wishes. And so, congratulations to all of you. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Good afternoon. I'm Catherine Seaver. I'm the Chief Academic and Student Affairs Officer here at GCC, and I'm so happy that you're all here today on this beautiful afternoon and this very special occasion. I'd like to first extend my congratulations to you, the graduates, as well as to your family and friends who have supported you through your education. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank the faculty who have played an integral role in your education. Their dedication to teaching, to their field of study, and to your success got you here today, to your graduation. I'd like to ask that Professors Kit Carpenter, Buzz Eisenberg, and Tom Simmons join me on the stage. Each year, we are pleased to bestow emeritus status on faculty who are retiring from Greenfield Community College. The criteria for receiving emeritus status include outstanding achievements in teaching, scholarship, and general service to the college community. The term outstanding here is meant to signify service and achievement that is significantly beyond the normal expectations. Today, we are honored to bestow the status of Professor Emeritus on 4 of GCC's finest faculty. During his 21 years as a dear member of the GCC community, Professor Dovi Efesi was a passionate hero of the oppressed, the colonized, and the historically silenced. His vision of teaching history as a tool to help us better understand the present was emphatically presented with a pointed finger and a stern expression to make sure we got it and we understood. For students, Dovi's name was often invoked even before they arrived on campus. His advisees sought him out as someone who could provide a roadmap for budding activist scholars and for students seeking ways to tie ethnicity, race, and human rights into their education. Dovi modeled the ability to balance joy, passion, mission, and dedication. Dovi constantly pursued what Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. called the unarmed truth and conditional love for his students and peers. He helped us see the possibility maintained in that kind of future and the rewards of resisting blind ignorance. Dovi's reality that he was shaping was one of informed and educated people making informed and ethical choices that respected the humanity and the complexity of this world. It is with great honor and with great respect that we bestow the status of Professor Emeritus posthumously upon Dovi Efesi. Professor Kit Carpenter joined the faculty of Greenfield Community College in 1992, and since then she has dedicated her professional life to helping people learn the English language. She's been such a compassionate and outstanding teacher and has proven herself to be a dedicated advisor and program coordinator of the ESOL program. Kit has worked constantly to adjust the curriculum and course offerings to fit the needs of our constantly shifting student population. Kit has also worked with the International Students Club and is on the board for the Center for New Americans. In addition to the support she has given international students during her tenure, she's been on the chair of college affairs for many years and was instrumental in starting the food pantry at GCC. Kit's life work has been about helping GCC better serve the most fragile students in our region, our newest immigrants, and our most diverse populations. It is my great pleasure to congratulate Professor Kit Carpenter on receiving emeritus status. Professor Buzz Eisenberg's service and contributions to Greenfield Community College over the past 16 years have been most outstanding. Professor Eisenberg has taught in both the criminal justice and political science disciplines, where his passion and expertise in civil rights have inspired students and engaged many in life-changing learning experiences. Yes! He has instilled deep appreciation for democratic processes informed by the U.S. Constitution through the establishment of mock legislative debates on campus. He has led students in many active civic engagement projects, enhanced the ability of inmates to experience clemency in the reduction of their term lengths, and most recently led efforts to increase access to immigration counseling. Professor Buzz Eisenberg has been unwavering in his ethics, scholarship, and his passion for teaching, learning, and civil rights. We are so proud today to honor him as Professor Emeritus Buzz Eisenberg. Professor Tom Simmons' contributions to the college have had a lasting value for students and for the economic advancement of our region. During his 16 years at GCC, Tom has served as professor of economics and later as the chair of the Business and Information Technology Department, where he led the development of many new programs and taught in a wide range of areas, including business law, economics, entrepreneurship, and management. Tom's creativity and personal charisma have helped make the study of business and economics meaningful and empowering to many students. Tom has served as chair of the Graduation Review Board, advised the GCC Business Club, and led students to competitions through the Grinspoon Entrepreneurship Foundation, where they were awarded funding to launch startup business ventures. The success of GCC's business students are a testament to Tom's impassioned leadership style, energy, creativity, passion, and intellect. We are honored today to recognize Tom Simmons as Professor Emeritus.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we go?
You may go. Each year, Greenfield Community College recognizes exceptional and outstanding student work, both in and out of the classroom, by presenting awards to graduating students at commencement. If your name is called, please come up to the podium to receive your award. The Accounting Award for Excellence in Accounting is given to Heather Hutchinson. In awarding a tool that can be used to earn a living and to build a dream, the Greenfield Community College art faculty are proud to present the Art Department Medici Award to Hannah White and Hannah Chase. The Business Information Technology Award for Academic Excellence goes to Carlton Pettigrew. The Criminal Justice Award recognizes outstanding achievement in criminal justice. This year's recipient is Taylor Chapin. This year, the Drama Award goes to Corinne Epstein. The Liberal Arts Dance Award is given to Rachel Bashand. The Early Childhood Education Award for Excellence in the Care and Education of Young Children is awarded to Yurka Mercado. The International Student Scholastic Achievement Award is presented to Svetlana Ivarchi. This award is given to students who have risen above the language and cultural differences to join the college community and to complete their programs of study successfully. The Music Department recognizes excellence in music. This year, the department selects Simon Wong Carlos. The Liberal Arts Social Science Award recognizes outstanding academic achievement and is presented to Carrie Slamberg and Kara LePage. The Donald Oberacker Award goes to a graduate who has demonstrated outstanding academic achievement and commitment to the study of science. This year's recipient is Brendan Braithwaite.
Thank you.
The Liberal Arts Award is presented to Tony Gleason. This award is based on cumulative grade average, completion of the greatest portion of his or her studies at GCC, and the breadth and variety of involvement with the liberal arts. The Charles Green Award is presented to a graduating student for leadership in co-curricular activities and development of the community college. The award is named for the first assistant to the president of Greenfield Community College. We are honored to recognize a GCC student for their distinct leadership in co-curricular activities. This year's recipient of the Charles Green Award is Cassandra Santos. The Liberal Arts English Award recognizes excellence in English. This year's award goes to Marissa Dean, who could not be here with us today. Collectively and individually, these students embody the GCC mission and vision of strengthening our community one person at a time in a small, supportive community of learners. To graduate with honors, a student will have completed at least 30 credit hours of coursework at Greenfield Community College and have maintained a minimum cumulative grade point average of 3.5. These students are noted in your program and will also be recognized when they are called to the stage. Phi Theta Kappa's mission is to recognize and encourage the academic achievement of two-year community college students and provide opportunities for individual growth and development through participation in honors, leadership, service, and fellowship programming. Students who are members of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society are noted in the program. Thank you.
So I will be introducing our board chair, Robbie Cohn, who brings not only message from the board, but also the language that will officially grant the degree. So that's going to be an important part. But I want to say that in introducing Robbie, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of political issues. In fact, not many at all. But with that, we have found great common ground on many, many things. All too often, we live at a time where things are binary, where if you disagree, they're bad people, or if you don't get along with someone or agree with their position, somehow that makes them not as good. Robbie and I don't get along, but we found common ground on many, many, many issues, including his love of you, his love of this community, and especially so his love and support of Greenfield Community College. So please bring the board chair of Greenfield Community College, Robbie Cohn.
Well, thank you. Quite an introduction, wasn't it? Bob and I live 2 houses apart. You never want to live that close to your board chair. I want to just talk about a few little things today. One of the biggest pleasure of being a trustee is now, today, all of you, 340 of you, getting your awards, getting your diplomas, getting your certificates. I want to congratulate all of you right now. Good for you. I had a speech. Bob stole it from me. I want to talk about a few things. You remember President Kennedy, who's been gone longer than he lives. But the most famous thing he said that you all remember and everybody remembers is, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I look at that a little differently, because you can't do a tremendous amount for your country, but you can do a tremendous amount for your community. So don't ask what your community can do for you, but what you can do for your community. Maybe not today, and maybe not tomorrow, but in the future. You are the future. We're not the future, unfortunately, or fortunately. It's going to be really important that when you leave here, I know the things you're going to leave here with, because almost 50 years ago, I left here. And I left here with a great deal of confidence, because when I came here, I was not confident at all. Matter of fact, I won't even tell you how I was when I came here. But I want you to know the confidence you're getting is going to be so powerful as you keep on moving, because the education you received here is the very beginning of your education. It never ends. It constantly goes. I've been in business for 44 years, and I keep thinking, I know enough. And every day I learn something more. So I think that's a really important thing to remember. We're all very proud of you. You've worked hard, you've made a lot of sacrifices, and it's all worthwhile. So in your drive for success, don't think about money and don't think about what you really want. Think about the things that come to your heart, come to your mind, what's going to be best for everybody around you. We have a lot of divisiveness in this nation, in this country, in the world today. It's going to be your responsibility to try to end that divisiveness. Think about the people you disagree with and listen to them, because you're going to learn more from the people you disagree with than ever you will from those you agree. So, with that, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how many of you love this college. As you grow, you love it? I went here and I didn't know I loved it until I left. I wasn't that bright. But I can tell you, as your life path takes you, you're going to appreciate what happened here. As you continue your education, you're going to realize how invaluable the education was here. So I was here 47, 48 years ago, and what I learned from all of you and from listening to all these speeches, nothing's really changed. The fact is, the instructors, the professors, the people that have helped you, they helped me. None of them are here today that helped me then, but that's been the one common thread for Greenfield Community College. They love the students that come here. They want to help you get ahead. And you folks have made everybody here a success. So thank you very much. Thank you. I could go on, but I'm getting hungry. By the authority vested in me by the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education, under Chapter 15A, Section 8 and 22 of the General Laws of the Commonwealth, I, Robert S. Cohn, Chair of the Board of Trustees at Greenfield Community College, am honored to award the Associate in Arts and Associate in Science degrees and certificates to those candidates who, in the judgment of the college, have successfully met the requirements for graduation, and that's you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, this is what you came for, right? Hey.
Are you sure? I'm sure. I can.
Sure? Yeah. All right. Do it. All right. Catherine Joyce Valente. And I should say these students have completed the requirements for the Associate in Arts Liberal Arts degree. Kimberly Ainsworth. Devin Bagshaw. Donna Bartley. Hugo P. Boyd with honors. Brendan Robert Braithwaite with honors. Lisa Callahan. Israel Kavanaugh with honors. Benjamin Chason. Gregory Daniel Corcoran with honors. Christina M. Dalton. Lauren Doughton. Matthew DeLuzio with honors. Daniel Robert Cornelier. Lee Ming Sheila Dolan with honors. Corinne Elizabeth Epstein with honors. Brian Foley. Joseph P. Ford. Joseph has also earned a certificate in renewable energy and energy efficiency. Alexandra Megan Frost. Erica Gallipalt. Erica L. Glabach. Tony G. Gleason with honors. Stephen William Gordon. Tina Elaine Gravlin. Samantha Harris Freed. David Landon Houghton with honors. And could I ask if Humanities Dean Leo Huang will join me on stage to present a diploma to his son? Simon Jun Young Wong Carlos. Brittany N. Inch. Hunter James Kirshner with honors. Galen Krugman. Carries Anna Christine Lamberg with honors. Andrew LaPenta. Hyun Soon Lee with honors. Aaron K. Leaf. Nicholas M. LeMay. Kara Jean LePage with honors. Nicole Allison Magalinsky with honors. Catherine Jillian Mitchell Love with honors. Jay Molina. Sarah Orlana. Ty Warner Willette Tolles with honors. Daniel Robert Rick. Jasmine Paola Saravia. Jacob I. Slack. Jennifer A. Sullivan. Jada Thatch. Sonia Alexandra Trust with honors. Julian Von Watke. Jody Wallenius Duda. Jody has also earned a certificate in early childhood education with honors. Jasmine Tessia Ward. Joshua Weld. Jessica Westerman. Jasmine D. Weilman. Taylor Ann Wilson. The following students have earned an Associate in Arts Business Administration transfer. Paul Bellino. Jenna Berry. Jenna also earned a certificate in management. Pearl H. Berghoff with honors. Rose Burke with honors. Christina M. Chin with honors. Jamie Coco with honors. Jamie also earned a certificate in management. Dylan William Griswold with honors. Dylan also earned a certificate in management. Kelsey Elizabeth Tanner Hall. Kelsey also earned a certificate in management. Heather A. Hutchinson with honors. Could I ask Professor Tom Simmons to join me on stage? Andrew Dion Simmons. Andrew also earned a certificate in athletic facility administration. The following students have earned an associate in science in accounting. Leslie Rose Calkins. Leslie also earned an associate in science in management. Wubalem Temena Waka with honors. The following students have earned an associate in art, visual arts. Hannah Chase with honors and art distinction. Brett Clay Layton. Evan Sargent. Hannah D. White with honors and art distinction. Carlton Pettigrew has earned the Associate in Science in Computer Information Systems with honors. The following students have earned the Associate in Science, Computer Information Systems Office Management. Magdalena Angelshev with honors. Magdalena also earned the Certificate in Medical Office Administration. Brianna M. Grover. Brianna also earned the Certificate in Computer Assisted Bookkeeping. Svetlana Avorsky with honors. Svetlana also earned a certificate in Medical Office Administration. Shelley Bellor Silva. Shelley also earned a certificate in General Office Administration. The following students have earned an Associate in Science in Criminal Justice. Taylor Chapin with honors. Taylor also earned a certificate in Corrections. Penelope R. Davis. Sean R. Eckler with honors. Sean also earned a certificate in Corrections. Amanda A. Hale Doyle with honors. Amanda also earned a certificate in corrections. Wendy J. Herzig. Travis Kyle Hunter Holloway. Jamie Jackman. Jamie also earned a certificate in corrections. The following students have earned an associate in science in early childhood education. Megan Amanda Atherton. Megan has also earned a certificate in early childhood education. Amber Flagg. Sarah C. Handley. Rachel C. Mozgai. Rachel also earned a certificate in early childhood education. Ina Placenta. Could I ask if Geraldine Voudrin would join me on stage to present a diploma to her daughter? Nicole Voudrin. Nicole has also earned a certificate in early childhood education. Jenna Williams with honors. Jenna has also earned the certificate in early childhood education. Christina Zakowski. Christina has also earned an Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts. The following students have completed the requirements of the Associate in Science, Engineering Science. Petru Kojakaru. Coleman D. Culver with honors. Nicholas Karsten. Ben Lane Davies with honors. Kevin M. Molingowski. Mario Rambasoon with honors. Cassandra R. Santos. Cassandra has also completed the Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts. Daniel A. Volpe, Jr. The following students have completed the Associate in Science in Nursing. Taylor Aubin. Rachel R. Bashand. Rachel has also completed the Associate of Arts in Liberal Arts. Krista Chevalier with honors. Brianna Cooley. Luminita Dari. Megan Marie Dowell. Kelly DeBrule. Emma Johnson. Nadia Levchik. Stacy Ann Lucas. Katie Rudovich with honors. Althea Rose Sacco. The following students have completed the requirements for a certificate in addiction studies. Zachariah J. Andrus. Stacy M. Pacheco. Dorothy Lynn White. The following students have completed the requirements for a certificate in computer-assisted bookkeeping. Rebecca A. Felton. Julie Robinson. Julie also completed the requirements for a certificate in Computer Information Systems, General Office Administration. The following have completed the requirements for a certificate in Early Childhood Education licensure. Kelsey Marie Bardsley. Ryan Bezio. Yurka Ladishi Mercado. Victoria Sanchez. Ben Fontaine has completed the requirements for a certificate in engineering technology. Julianne Lake has completed the requirements for a certificate in entrepreneurship. Maya Kazinskas has completed the requirements for a certificate in management. The following students have completed the requirements for a certificate in medical assistant. Santina Austin. Holly Mae Brown. Louis Jr. Cabral. Samantha Nicole Christensen. Kayla Lynn Coffey Barabal. Tanya Yamalef Diaz. Samantha Hartling. Ranju Shahi. Rashmi Shahi. Kate Sullivan. Jonathan P. Tuck. Joel Daniel Aiken Sr. has completed the requirements for a certificate in network administration. Aiden Jamal Braverman has completed the requirements for a certificate in outdoor leadership. The following students have completed the requirements for a certificate in paramedic. Thomas Ballardini. Heather Franklin. Ashley S. Norris. Christopher D. Rooney has completed the requirements for a certificate in real estate.
You're the most important person.
Louise Reardon has completed a certificate in renewable energy and energy efficiency. Thank you, and congratulations to all of our graduates.
So congratulations to all of you. We will march out of this tent and form a long line for you. It's a reflection of the kind of community that you helped to create. On behalf of all of our faculty and staff, on behalf of the community, we want to thank you for choosing to come to GCC. I want you to know it's been a privilege for us to have you here at GCC. Thank you all and congratulations.